researcher would have a question like this.
Well, I apologize if you feel offended, but I can assure you the question is real.
There seems to be a problem with some of the questions on the survey.
What kind of problem?
Stop all calls. Just stop the calls. Stop all calls.
Question every supervisor and manager. I want to know who did this.
I will.
Didn't nobody else know about it but me and you. I ain't say shit. You got a man?
Tell me what you know about the survey breach.
Well, I knew something was wrong because I heard one of my best reps asking one of the callers the likelihood of them washing their ass the next time a delivery takes place.
I was Marie. We sending everybody home.
Do we still get paid for today?
Man, I doubt it.
No, they gonna pay me. I'm gonna start knocking people out.
Knock yourself out. Be careful.
Well, a little background about myself. Prior to Call Center, I directed 3 short films when I was still a student at Columbia College. And coincidentally, the 2 of the films starred Andre Truss, who's also the lead actor in Call Center as well. So Call Center was more so inspired back even before I went to film school, working in the call center field as a call center rep, as far as customer service rep, then as a supervisor, then as a manager. And I always thought, like, seeing it from different perspectives, and seeing like a different cast of characters that work there, that I was like, man, this would be one crazy TV show. So that idea for a TV show for Call Center eventually spiraled into a movie. Well, my producer partner, Raheem Branch and Christopher Bailey. Raheem and I, we were film school students together at Columbia College in Chicago. Early on, we had some of the same classes, and we decided to start shortly, probably at the end of 2014, we decided that we wanted to partner up and start our own production company, and that was Ohio Films, that we officially started in January of 2015. Since the filming of Call Center, we've actually brought along another partner, which is Christopher Bailey. Christopher Bailey is actually a producer, worked on quite a bit of short films, and this was, I believe, his second feature film that he worked on. So Raheem has experience as far as in directing, writing, producing. He's also an editor, while myself is more so writing and directing, and Chris is mainly strictly producer and writer. Normally before, especially as a film student, I was just more so casting a lot of folks in my films that I thought like, oh, this person has potential to be an actor. So yeah, let me put them in. And I kind of learned the hard way of doing that. You definitely want to have someone to kind of bounce, suggestions off of, as far as with actors, and it has experience in that field. So yes, Call Center was actually my first project that I actually worked with a casting director. I kind of consider myself a person that likes to soak up as much knowledge as possible. So it was definitely a learning experience, and it definitely opened up my eyes as far as what you want to look for in each role, and testing out different people and finding out strengths and weaknesses. And then also too, a casting director, if they've been doing it for quite a while, they have a resource. So they should be able, once you describe what type of character that you're looking for, right away they probably already can come up with about 5 or 6 people that they worked with in the past that can come and audition for that role for you. Mainly Andre Truss, who plays the lead character Marcus Jones in my film Call Center. As I mentioned earlier, Andre Truss actually worked on 2 of my previous short films, and Andre was always we actually go back all the way to 2005. I met him on the set of Fox's TV show Prison Break. We were both extras on that show. I was just actually there because I got asked because they needed more bodies. I didn't have any desire at all to be an actor. When I met Dre, that was his passion at the time of being an actor. He had already been in quite a few plays, did a few voiceover commercials at the time, so that was his strong suit. So I'm always, and I knew, just working with him, having a relationship with him, that, his personality can fit some of the characters that I would kind of dream in my head that I would write for some of my films. Well, let's see. I would probably say Brian the Wildcat Smith. Reason being, it was so difficult for us to find what I was looking for that character, Dwayne. And I knew in my head I wanted a comedian, but I also wanted to try to get an actor who also can provide comedic elements as well. And we were finding good actors for the role, but they didn't have that edge I was looking for as far as on a comedic level for that character. So Brian Wildcat Smith, I actually met him one time at a comedy club in a restroom. I recognized him. It was kind of odd, we met each other in the restroom. But I was actually walking out, he was coming in, and I had said like, hey, aren't you in a tortillas commercial or something? And because I remember his face, I had never met him, but I recognized his face. He was like, yeah. So he passed along his business card. So this was probably at least a year or 2 before I even finalized Call Center or even finished writing Call Center. So I had his business card for all this time, and I reached out to a cousin of mine who is a DJ, and he's very familiar with a lot of Chicago comedians because he has good relationships with them, and he worked with them on a lot of comedy shows. And he actually recommended Wildcat, and out of all the comedians who had skills of being an actor, he recommended Wildcat and another comedian. And I told him like, hey, I actually met him before, so we brought him in, and he just knocked it right out the park. I mean, he had us all cracking up, for myself, my fellow producers, and I believe Tamara, my casting director, she was laughing as well. So yeah, he was exactly what I was looking for. The other challenges I had, besides finding the right actor for the Dwayne character, was also the call center vice president role for Vince Knight, the character Vince Knight in my movie Call Center. It was a challenge. It was a challenge finding that character as well. And I want to say it was more so at the 25th hour that we found Scott Morton, who was an actor that I actually seen coincidentally recently. At the time I saw him quite fairly recently, right before he came in and auditioned in an episode of Shameless. So Scott, I believe he was the last person we actually cast for Call Center. Having a casting director by far is, it's a great asset to have on a film, because the casting director, especially when you're going through pre-production, is that liaison between you and that actor. As far as knowing if that actor is going to be available, as far as having a track record of working with that actor, making sure that actor can be dependable, they're going to show up on set, they're not going to flake on you, and kind of knowing the trends of a lot of these actors. So no, having that's a great benefit to have. The director may have their mindset on someone or kind of going back and forth along with their producers, but the casting director voice in that session, as far as when you're selecting actors, is just as important. So getting that knowledge and getting that experience and that resource to find out why you should go with someone in particular for a certain role is very, very important. It's like you making a meal or you're baking a cake. Is that, you know, all the ingredients matter as far as for this cake to come out right. So just think of your movie as, you know, the food or the cake, as far as you want to make sure, and you need all those ingredients as far as a producer, a cinematographer, a director, a writer, you know, a gaffer. You know, that's all comes together as far as when you're making a project. So don't shortchange yourself and not get a casting director. And then also too, you don't want to limit yourself, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been, you know, working in the film industry for 7 years now, and I don't have the chance to go to all the plays that's happening in Chicago, the Broadway plays, the off-Broadway plays. So the casting director, that's their job. Their job is to find new talent, because they never know when that talent can be available or be someone they can recommend for another project. Definitely recommend a good casting, good sense workshop. It's definitely a resource that you'll find yourself, you know, happy that you were a part of, because you can learn a lot of things, and you want to make sure that you have all the resources, all the connections that's available for you, so you know your project can succeed. So Call Center, my feature film debut, Call Center, was just recently accepted to its first film festival, the 23rd Black Harvest Film Festival. It's the 23rd annual Black Harvest Film Festival, actually, here in Chicago, Illinois. It's at the Gene Siskel Theater, which is downtown Chicago. The film is screening on Friday, August 11th at 6:15. And we have a second screening on Tuesday, August 15th at 8:15. There's a Q&A that's following each screening, which I will be a part of, my producers and my lead actors will be a part of as well. Also too, so feel free to come out. It's a great laugh. Just Google Black Harvest Film Fest, and the website should come up, and you can actually purchase tickets on there as well. So just Google Black Harvest Film Festival, and you should be able to find tickets for Call Center. Or you can go to the box office at the Gene Siskel Theater and purchase your tickets.